morning. Thank you for inviting me to this keynote session at Anurag. I'm really glad for your invitation, and hopefully we can meet in short. I will travel to India at the beginning of the September, so hopefully we can meet there. Today we wanna devote this keynote to talk about some of a hot topic in manufacturing. What's the impact of artificial intelligence? What is happening with this bunch of technologies helping manufacturing sites around the world? And we can say there is a lot of big changes now in the manufacturing sector, just supporting by these different technologies right now, like robots, Internet of Things, IoT, and digital twins, which means these are leading efforts on the manufacturing chain. And well, also there is some strategic changes in supply chain that made some massive disruptions, with this issue on globalization. And you are facing the G20 there in India for the next month, and all these policies made around the pandemic episode, like last 2 years ago. And well, I guess the last big change on manufacturing is one of the topics of this conference, which is sustainability, which means that many corporate headquarters are making big efforts to make traceability and accountability of this sustainability around all the different processes in the manufacturing sites. Big changes in manufacturing need, of course, and we are certain that need artificial intelligence. As you may know, Industry 4.0 is transforming from some years ago all the way we are making manufacturing, getting data. Usually, they have all the processes and raw materials enter the process, and they get blind all and through all the process, and they know the amount of money they transform until the end. So this mixing between electronics, sensors, and artificial intelligence techniques are now having a lot of data that they can transform in information and they can use. As you know, it's very difficult to get the data from many different machines around in manufacturing processes. But as you know, when you get all the data, it is cheap to make it information. The expensive thing here is the understanding. Yes, all the part of the objectives of artificial intelligence is about converting data, not in information, but in knowledge. And obviously, it triggers actions. Well, if we can imagine, if you can imagine what is expected for the future of the factories, well, They want to detect defects throughout the production process, which right now is not available. They want to deploy predictive maintenance to reduce downtime. They need to know when the machine is going to stop. Right now, they just triggering actions to solve an issue. Respond real-time changes in demand across the supply chain. They are not flexible enough to respond in real time. Another important point we can say here: validate whether intricate goods like microchips have been perfectly produced. We cannot say at this time, but we can use now artificial vision, and we can reduce many client complaints in the future. When you are producing good quality, it's easy to reduce costs. And when you reduce costs and you run a very good process, you can think in a greater customization, which means that you're not only making the product, you're making the best product you can make. And improve employee satisfaction, because there is a lot of mundane tasks that they usually made, and with this implementation, they can get rid of those tasks, right? Let's talk about benefits and why. Why we need to, and what are those benefits for manufacturing side? As you know, if you don't know, we can say here, manufacturing sites usually work 24/7, so they need a very good and streamlined data gathering, because they produce a lot of data all year. We can say that they need automation. They have safety issues. They need to focus on low operational costs. That's why in this region I live is by the border with United States. There's a lot of manufacturing sites, around 3,000 manufacturing in Mexico, and here at the border we have around 20% of those. So there is a lot of interest here. I know some places there also like use manufacturing sites in India, and they are looking not only for low cost, but they are looking for greater efficiency, and this data may help for quality control, not for just for take care of quality, but preventive quality and quick decision making. When they get the data from operational sites, they get it with a delay. The delay may be 10 minutes or 24 hours. So when they need to take decisions, 24 hours is a lot of time. What do artificial intelligence wants to avoid from? They want to avoid to be reactive. They help to be preventive on maintenance, production, quality, and at the end, not only preventive, but they can assume some proactive actions. Just it's not like seeing the future, but as you know, they can have a lot of knowledge around that they can make decisions for the future. So today we are starting, I guess, 2, 3 years ago, and now it's taking relevance. Is starting the curve to adopt artificial intelligence techniques. We will see some of them ahead of in the presentation, but at this time is getting up on the curve, and you may see some efforts, maybe slightly bold, but they're just trying to get confidence of this on this new technology. As we can say, there is, as we said, there's some technologies that are already, of course, many times like robots working on the manufacturing, but there exist some key artificial intelligence areas or sub areas that we can say that they're going to start impacting in the different areas of the production, maintenance, human resources, production, quality, and finance. We can say knowledge graphs, based ontology, computer vision, conversational artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, and NLP techniques for manufacturing. We can start just making some small comment. I know about the knowledge graph, but not the knowledge graph definition, but how knowledge graph is making an impact on the manufacturing. When they try to allocate materials on the process, knowledge graphs helps on it, so they can easily assign and calculate times, costs with knowledge graphs. Another technology which is already starting to use in manufacturing is Internet of Things, or a smart Internet of Things, which started in, I guess, 2004, but now with this 5G networks is getting more sense. So they are making the device making some data interoperable, and with the semantics they can interpret values and make some efforts on how to manage data. One of the important things here, I guess when we talk about data, we are getting in the most business and management side, we can say that data is gold. But the harsh thing here is how to get the gold from process. So artificial intelligence is making sense when you are trying to implement, because it will help to get the data. Not only the data, you can get the data and you can clean the data, and you can get the data ready to be processed. So when we are talking in advanced processes, we're just not talking about data. We're just talking about data interoperability. So we're mixing semantic web techniques, knowledge graphs, ontologies to get understand not between human and machines, between machine and machine. So up to now, we are just talking about semantic web, and another technology we can revise today is computer vision. As you may know, for production, quality, for predictive maintenance, for accurate assembly of components, and for safety and health, which computer vision helps most of the processes and areas in manufacturing, is a good and is already working in some manufacturing. They are just dealing with not only with the check of the computer vision, but with the data, to manage the data that hits the computer vision. So there's a lot of work there, and to make this data interoperable also. So they have a long path there. And well, another technology that is making sense in manufacturing is the drone and safety, health and environment inspections, with all the electricity plants and all the different facilities. Is helping just to make an inspection with the camera, and the camera is getting some data, and the data is processed, and it's making some information for decision making. Another important area is to convert, or making from a fixed maintenance mindset to a intelligent predictive maintenance mindset, which is just making or adding artificial intelligence techniques like deep learning to get to know how is behaving some machines around the plant. So with that probabilities, we can make an effort before the system fail or can fail. And well, at last we can talk about NLP, chatbots, smart manufacturing. They're making some interactive areas that they can use for speed training operators, getting to know all the machines, instructions on floor, and many different uses we can have, like breathing temperature of the motor. We can ask anything we need to know. So in NLP, which is very natural for us to write in our own language and make those efforts. So we are just aborting the conclusions. Before the conclusion, I want to thank all for this time, for this window for me to talk with you. Here in Mexico, we are just about to release a book on manufacturing and emerging technologies. Hopefully, with keeping in contact with Dr. Professor Sates, we can share the book for you. And well, some takeaways before we end this presentation. Manufacturing is a very data-rich environment. More automation and new manufacturing add to the growth of the data. So you can. We were talking yesterday in a meeting with this manufacturing sector, and that specific company made around 1 million data every minute in all operations. So there's a huge things to do there. There's a lot of things, and we are with these intelligent systems, with these emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, we can make the difference there. Different area of artificial intelligence provide ability to improve decision making from different types of data and for different types of applications, sensors, and connected software around. Artificial intelligence is at the center of the future differentiation and progress in manufacturing. We will see in 5 years, most of manufacturing companies will have 2 or 3 different techniques of artificial intelligence implemented in his company. So I just want to thank you for your time, for your invitation, for your kind invitation. And as I said at the beginning, I'm traveling India next week, so hopefully we can meet there. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.